Namaskar students. On the special request of class 8th students, I am making here a video on the topic direct and inverse variation. Actually, this is very important topic and very good topic, not for class 8, but its application is higher classes also. In higher classes also you will go through different type of the question you have to think on, and based on direct and inverse proportions in some competitive exams also you will go through. You will feel that it is important for you all. So first of all, I would like to talk about the variations only. What is meant by variations? Actually, when there are two quantities and the change in one quantity results the change in other quantity also, then we say that both of the quantities are varying, or the both of the quantities are proportional, either positive or negative. That will be discussed by me later. But change in one quantity is resulting the change in other quantity, then we say that both of them are proportional or both of them are varying. In other words, both of the quantities are interdependent. Actually, I am using this word just because of objective type questions also to be asked from you people. That's why both of the quantities are interdependent, then they are always proportional. So first of all, I would like to take some examples. Sometimes we see that one quantity is increasing, consequently other also increasing. Let's take an example. If you have only 2 liters of petrol and you have to go somewhere, say you are able to go to 80 kilometers. Using 2 liters of petrol, you are going to 80 kilometers. If you have to go 160 kilometers, will you need less quantity of petrol or more quantity of petrol? Finally, you will get more quantity of petrol. Means that when we have to cover more distance, we have to use more petrol. If we are going less distance, then we will use less petrol. One example another. In your group there are 10 students. And when I am distributing toffees to you all, I need 10 toffees only. Once again I am repeating the question. There are 10 students and I am going to distribute them toffees. I need 10 toffees. When the number of students is 20, so can I distribute by 10 only or less than 10 only? No, I need more toffees also. If number of students increasing, so number of topics also needs to be increased. This type of the proportions are known as direct proportion. Direct means in the same direction. One is increasing, ultimately the other should also increase. If one is decreasing, then other should also decrease. So these type of the variations are known as direct variations. Change in the quantity positive, then change in the next quantity will be also positive. If change in the first quantity is negative, means decreased, then the next quantity will be also decreased. It is direct proportion or direct variation. But sometimes we come across opposite to it. Like, say I am having some fixed amount of toffees. I am not telling you, you will get yourself. And don't water your mouth because you will not get from me. Okay? So, if I am having some toffees in my pocket, I am distributing the toffees I have amongst 5 children. Everyone is getting 4 toffees. I hope it is clear. 5 children, some toffees, but everyone is getting 4 toffee each. Let's see. Now the number of students increased 10. If number of students have now gone to be 10, then I don't think the toffees I had can be distributed 4 each. Now each student will get 2 toffees only. So you can see here the number of students increased and it results for decrease in share. So one quantity is increasing, another is getting decreased. It is known as inverse proportion. Let's think on mathematical way. Let's see. For direct variation, what does it mean? Let us consider two quantities. One is x and that is y. X and y. Direct variation means one is increasing, another is also increasing. So we can write mathematically it as x is proportional to y. This proportional sign says variation amongst the both. X increases, y increases. When we are going to remove this proportionality symbol, we have to erase here proportionality constant. You will learn it in higher classes in physics. If proportionality symbol is removed, then we have to erase proportionality constant. So we can write here x is equal to ky. This k is proportionality constant depending on particular situation. Now if k is calculated here, x upon y is equal to k. Means that in direct variation, x upon y is always constant. It means if x and y are changing, then what shall we do? We take here, say x1 is there. If x1 is there and this quantity is y1, so x1 upon y1 is constant. Say it is x2, consequently it is coming to be y2, so we get again x2 upon y2 is equal to k. In the same way, how many we are taking the values of x, consequently we will get the value of y also. So we can write here x1 upon y1 is equal to x2 upon y2 is equal to x3 upon y3 and so on. That is always constant. It is for direct variation. It is for direct variation. Now come on, inverse variation. As I have told you, when number of students is increasing, then the share will be decreasing. So if we are taking here again x, let inverse variation. You will be clear after some of the questions being done here, but in the start we should understand what we are going to do and why we are going to do. Because students, in mathematics, logic is very important. Mathematics is studied just for logics. The study of mathematics develops the logic only. So in this case, if we are going to take inverse variation, what does it mean? It means x and y again here. So inverse variation means what? X is proportional to 1 by y. Means x is proportional to inverse of y. X is proportional to inverse of y, and we write here x is proportional to inverse of y. Inverse of y means y to the power minus 1. So we can write here x is equal to x is proportional to 1 by y. So I have written here x is proportional to y. 1 upon y. Now if x is proportional to 1 upon y, then we can write here x is equal to k into 1 upon y. Because proportionality symbol is removed, we have to erase here proportionality constant, that is k. So hereby we can see xy is equal to k. In this case we are able to understand x into y is constant. X into y is constant. If x is converted into x1, consequently y will be converted into y1. It means x1 into y1 is also equal to k. X is converted into x2 and y will be consequently converted into y2. So x2 into y2 will be also equal to k. In this way, we can see here x1, y1 is equal to x2, y2 is equal to x3, y3 is equal to always constant. So hereby, in inverse proportion, x into y is constant. In direct proportion, x upon y is constant. Try to understand first. In this type of the question, in the question based on direct and inverse proportion, first of all we have to think which property is applicable. Is it direct proportion or is it inverse proportion? First of all, at the first glance we have to think whether the variation is direct or inverse. If direct, then the ratio of the quantities will be constant. Means that x1 upon y1 is equal to x2 upon y2. When variation is inverse, then their product will be constant. Means that xy is constant. Ultimately, x1 into y1 is equal to x2 into y2. Only this is sufficient to take in mind. X1 upon, because we take separately to solve, is equal to x2 upon y2 for direct, and for inverse x1 into y1 is equal to x2 into y2. That is sufficient. We need not to go for k etc. But for objective type questions, this step is important. In case of direct variation, ratio constant. In case of inverse variation, product constant. I hope up to here it is very clear. Now we'll take example. The question before you is, a car covers 432 kilometers in 36 liters of petrol. How much distance would it cover in 25 liters of petrol? There are two quantities. One is kilometer, another is liter. Two quantities. One is kilometer, another is liter. So we'll take here first of all what is demanded. The demand is here in 25 liters of petrol, how much distance will be covered. So first of all we'll write here quantity of petrol. Let's take quantity of petrol. And hereby it is kilometers. Kilometers covered. So we will take here one quantity is quantity of petrol, another quantity is kilometers, distance in kilometers getting covered. So first of all it is given that which one is known, we would like to write it first. Though it is not a rule, you can take any later or any first. So first of question it is said कि using 36 liter of petrol, a car can go 430 kilometers. So using 25 liters of petrol, how much distance will be covered? Let it be x. Let x kilometers. Let x kilometers totally. Now, after this step, we have to think whether the variation is direct or inverse. So nothing to do much more here. We have to think only when there is less quantity of petrol, the car will go less distance. If quantity of petrol is increased, obviously the car will go more distance. So what type of the variation is this? Clearly direct. So we'll write here variation is direct. Variation is direct. Now recall, if variation is direct, then what is constant? X upon y is constant. So we can write here, therefore x upon y means x1 upon y1 is equal to again x upon y means x2 upon y2. Because variation is direct, just recall for direct variations we have x1 upon x2 is x1 upon y1 is equal to x2 upon y2. Now put the values. Don't get panicked what is x or what is x1. No, we have to take this quantity as a whole, x, and this as a y. So it is actually at the place of x1, x2, y1, y2. So y2 is x. Don't get puzzled over here. So why it is x, so it should come in the place of x. No, we have to think on the data given to us. x1, x2, y1, y2. Means that this was the first quantity of petrol. It is another quantity of petrol. It is first quantity that is in the form of kilometers. It is another quantity in the form of kilometers only. So we'll now solve. Putting the value we'll solve. So we'll get here x1 upon y1 means 36 upon 432. That is equal to 25 upon x. Now we'll get x. So 36x, that will be equal to 25 into 432. The x will be 25 into 432 upon 36. Now get it cancelled. Get it cancelled. It is simple enough. You can cancel it. 6 times 36. 6 hereby 7 times 42. And then 1 carry to make it 12. 6 2s are 12. Again it is cancelable. So you'll get x is equal to 25 into, this can be cancelled by 6. Again 25 into 12 upon 1. 300 kilometers will be covered by the car using 25 liters of petrol. The next question is, if 45 men can do a piece of work in 49 days, then how many days will 35 men do it? Again, two quantities are there, number of men, number of days. Number of men and number of days. Two quantities. Again we'll make a table for it. So it is given here that when the number of workers is 45, then they are going to finish the job into 49 days. Okay. Now the next is if the number of workers 35, then how many days? Number of workers 35, then how many days? It will take here 35 and is it is 49 days. Okay. The number of workers is 45, then 49 days. It is now the new number of workers is 35. Then how many days? You can consider x, you can consider y, you can consider p, whatever. Let's take in this time I am taking it y. You can consider x also. But we have to think, in the first line we have the number of men only. It is given in the question, 45 men can do a work in 49 days. 45 workers, number of days 49. Then how many days will be taken by 35 workers to finish it? Number of days we have considered y. Let number of days by. It's okay. Once again I am repeating the question. Go through it. If 45 men can do a piece of work in 49 days, in how many days? How many days? Means days required. Will 35 men do it? So again we'll think on it. Whether it is direct variation or inverse. Let's see. If there are 45 days and they are finishing in 49 days, if number of workers will be reduced, I think number of days will be increased. Consequently, a piece of work, say a piece of work is there, piece of work that is constant, piece of work is there, and 4 men can finish in 1 day. A piece of work can be finished by 4 men in 1 day. If only one person will do the work, so I think that one will go to finish into 4 days. So number of workers reduced, consequently the number of days increased. So what type of the proportion is? What type of proportion is it? I think inverse. One is increasing, another is decreasing. One is decreasing, another will be increasing. So hereby, if number of workers will be reduced to 35, obviously the number of days will be increased. So it is inverse proportion. We have to write here inverse proportion. Proportion or variation you can write. Anything. Now just recall, in case of inverse variation, what type of the formula we have used? What is constant? X into y is constant. X into y constant. Therefore we can write here x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2. Put the values you have. x1 is 45 into y1 is 49. That is equal to x2 is 35 and y2 is considered as y. y2 is now y here. Now we can take y, that is equal to 45 into 49 upon 35. That is y. Now 7 can cancel these quantities 35 and 49. 7 5 ja and 7 9 ja. 7 7 ja. 5 can cancel here 45. So y will be equal to 5 9 times. So 9 into 7, that is 63 days. They will take 63 days to finish the whole job. So in this case you are able to see that when workers were 45, the work is finished in 49 days. When workers are 35, the work will be finished in 63 days. Clearly, it is inverse proportion. We can. So I hope it is clear for you all, and this is the base of direct and inverse proportion. If there is any query, you can write in comment box, and I will see your problems, and I would like to remove your problems at most at my level. And I think both of the type of the questions I have taken here to make the concept clear. Okay, and still you have to go to do yourself, because mathematics can be developed only by practice. If you are doing practice over here on any topic, you will be clearly having a good confidence in that question, that type of the question, that concept and that chapter, topic, etc. Practice is first most. Practice is the first most which can improve your mathematical knowledge. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video.